Good morning and welcome to Ralph's house. Yep, it's the moment you've all been waiting for. Well, it's not the moment I've been waiting for. Getting the stair lift out. Now, from what I can deduce, and I don't know a lot about stair lifts, there is a joint about halfway, right? Goes all the way to the top, and it's held on by these little, well, there are brackets attached to the rail, and they're attached to these things, which are then screwed in. I managed to get most of the bolts out, detaching it from these brackets, but it got really difficult and cramped, and I was in danger of the Allen key slipping, that kind of stuff. Not ideal when you're doing tight stuff like that. So the impact driver came into its own. I did this little chuck. See if I can pull this off. Right, see, like a normal, well, it's not like a normal socket, it's square, so it fits the end of that, right? And that will take 1/4 inch hex bits, which just drop straight in there. Put the right size bit for the bolt. You see this one here, that one. And this is basically what fastens it onto these brackets as the bolt goes through there. Couldn't shift that one. Put the impact driver on it, straight out. And then you got one screw here, and then 3 smaller ones on the back of the bracket. But I won't unscrew all the brackets. What we're going to do, it's a bit of an odd way to do it. We're going to take the whole stair lift out as a whole unit, and we think the way we could do it, so I can get it off the stairs. It is going to be heavy, but it saves a lot of messing because we can put it back the same way. We're going to detach it. Either he or me, talking about my son. My son reckons he can take the weight of this, but it's about the weight of a VW engine. It's heavy. What we're going to do is we're going to open the front door wide, so it's back like that, and then we're going to cart the whole thing out, open the porch doors, take it out, then bring it back in and lay it down here. That's the plan. So we will see how we get on. The only thing I found is as soon as you open that screw, this really starts to move then. So I've put it back for now until me and the lad are ready to shift it. And what I should do, well, we'll film it, we'll do the best we can. So at least you'll know one way of getting the stair lift out if you're pretty strong. Ow! I think being out of breath describes just how horrendous it was getting that stair lift out, but it's here now. I did find we could actually get it quite a way across and it wasn't in the way, but my son said, no, just get it out and then you can do the whole stairs in one go, and he's right. So, stair lift is out. Hooray. I'm still sweeping these stairs down. I've got to go down with the hoover in a minute. But I thought I'd take out 5 minutes for a Ralph's house gadget. Yeah, that's a new one, isn't it? No, it's not the impact driver. I'll show you what it is. It's one of these. It's a multimeter. And you're thinking, well, that's not very exciting, Ralph. Yes, it is. Because I've got a voltage tester and I do have a couple of meters, but they are sort of showing their age now. And if you're familiar with multimeters, you normally got a knob in the middle that you turn to AC or DC or whatever and go from there. But this one is different because it's a smart one and it can tell whether you're measuring DC or AC and switch accordingly. How smart is that? Anyway, I'll show you what you get. You get the meter, you get a nice little pouch for it, and an instruction booklet, which surprisingly is very good. Anyway, it's an ANENG 618A. So let's show you how this works. It's even got a backlight, this thing. I did find it. Oh yeah, I can see it. And it's actually got a torch as well. So when you're in dark places, you can actually see what's going on. Yeah, smart meter. So it measure AC or DC. Cost a fortune, you think? No. £15.05, including the postage. Very slim. What do you reckon, eh? Right, now on to the next job, which is this gap that ran all the way down the stairs. That's primarily why I've had to get the stair lift out anyway, because it was such a huge gap there. So anyway, I filled it with expanding foam, not expecting it to expand quite as much as it did. A fair bit, isn't it? Yeah, anyway, I managed to cut all that back, gone across with a filler, fill over the gap all the way down to the bottom. So let that go off now, let it dry, and in the morning I shall come and just sand that smooth, get all this woodwork, yeah, get all that sanded back. All this side's got to be white, it's all got to be, needs a coat of undercoat and a coat of silk on it. And then when I've done that, all I've got to do is just finish all the grey down there and then put all the carpet treads back on. And then I shall get a roll of that sticky stuff. It's like giant sellotape, and that can go over the stairs for about 4 weeks while I start papering all this lot and painting. I don't want to mess up what I've already done. So look at that, look at that door. Doesn't it look fantastic? Well, here we go, next day. Well, no gap, look. So that's all filled up and probably filled over, smoothed, sanded and sealed with a coat of undercoat. A little on the plaster on the walls, just otherwise when you come and paste it, it doesn't want to really stick. So yeah, I've sealed all that. So just continue with the woodwork, I suppose. Stairs were a pain to do because we're in here. And even if you like paint one step at a time, it's really difficult to make big jumps like that. But we'll get them done as we can. And I've just noticed on this bit of skirting, you see that there was a fine crack, but then when you come down here you think, hello, is that a gap? I suspect it is. So I'm going to have to rake that all off, fill the gap, then fill it again with plaster and do the job properly, and then we can get that skirting all rubbed down right here up the side of this. I've already rubbed all this frame ready round for undercoat, but I tell you what, supplies of things is decidedly difficult. Like the fence, for instance, I've discovered that although I can get the posts, I can get the arris rails, can't get the what do you call it, feather edge boards. No one has them from here to Evesham. You know, this is COVID, isn't it, you see? Supplies of timber come into the country and not what they were, so I've got to kind of sit that one out. And same with primer undercoat. None in B&Q anywhere in the Midlands. I've looked. I think Toolstation's got some, slightly more, so I'm going to have to buy from there. Yeah, so that's it now. Just carry on with all this woodwork. I still don't know what I'm going to do with this that's got this wallpaper on it. Don't think I'm going to be able to strip it. I don't know what to do with that. Well, you know, it seems an awful lot of work to bring in a big board of plasterboard to try and do that, which is the way I'd like to do it, but I don't know. The alternatives will just paint it white and hope nobody notices that there's a pattern on it. I don't know. Yeah, and carry on stripping this paper. Can't really do that. Well, I couldn't do it because the stair was in, and now I'm going to put a flight of steps just up there, lean it against that, or possibly that, depending on the angle, and probably a beer crate on this end, and then a scaffold board across there. And I could run ones that way, I suppose, across to rest on the landing, just give it a bit more stability. Don't want to be falling down there, do we? Yeah, so that's it. That's where we've got to. And actually, incidentally, since the last shot, my phone failed. It completely bricked. You can't charge it or anything. So I lost the shots where I was dealing with all this paint and plaster on the wall, flaky stuff, but I've got that smooth, as I say. And hopefully the quality of the videos improves on this. We will see. Right, onwards and onwards to the next job. Saturday morning, came across this top of the skirt and I noticed there was very rough polyfiller on the top. So I thought, it's not going to look great when it's painted. And sure enough, get the screwdriver and rake it out. It's full of newspaper and polyfiller. My dad's favourite filler. Yeah, it's all right, but it's just, you know, it's a very cheap way of doing it, but it doesn't last. Trust me, it doesn't. So I raked all that out. Squirted expanding foam all the way down the back. Let that go off for a day. Chopped it back. Then smoothed out the polyfiller. Sharpened the wall, and that'll be more or less ready. But it really stinks in here today, and also we are marooned upstairs, and I will show you why. It's because, yeah, I'm painting these again, and I've got to do it now because my son goes back to college this week, and this is a weekend clear, and I've just said to him, you can't go downstairs, I'll bring you food up. I couldn't take a chance on him treading on these, it's easily done. So I figured I've got to do it today. That gives it until Sunday to dry. Then Monday I should do the remaining 1, 2, 3, 4. So I've only got 4 to do on Monday. That'll give them a couple of days and he'll be back at college. And I won't mind him walking up and down them then because it will have all have dried. While I'm here, because this kind of amuses me, the chairlift I've had to put in the hallway, you see. But listen to this. I noticed when I brushed past it, I think, what's that noise? Sounds like a creature from the deep, doesn't it? Yeah, so we're getting on. Getting all these bits painted now. All that's filled in and painted all the way up there. Like I say, sealed with the undercoat. Started painting down these little triangles, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait till all this grey's done. Then I'm going to use masking tape to get a nice clean edge and fill in on the white on the edge. Stairs are always difficult to do. Yeah, and then that'll be it really. I think I've just got to get the sealing paper off, which shouldn't be too long. Once I get started, I'll get the mister on it and we'll be away. And try and patch this. Can you see that damage there? Just to the left of the picture. That's on the curve of the stairs. I don't know whether my dad hit it with his head or something. He was taken upstairs probably. Pulled all the plaster up. May not even have been him. It may have been somebody else. But I've got to get that smooth once all the paper's off. Get the shape back. Got a decent plastering trowel, so I shall have no trouble with that. So that is Saturday. But before I go, this is a Galaxy S7. And this is a hammer. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe.